Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Do you feel like doing a little bit of DIYing with me? Well, come on in. Let's get started. What do I have going on for you for today? Well, guess what time it is? It's that time. It's the Mystery Box Challenge time. Yes! I love the Mystery Box Challenge. I love being involved in it. It is a challenge that is put on by Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap. And it's where a bunch of us YouTube creators, we get together, we each send each other a box. In that box, there are 8 to 10 random items that we've got to incorporate into a DIY, along with 2 challenge items that are supposed to be, hence, a bit challenging, and you've got to incorporate those into a DIY as well. Along with the random items and the challenge items, Courtney likes to put in a twist. The twist for this challenge is one of 3 things. 1, you can send one of your unfinished DIYs to the creator that you were sending your box to and have them finish it off. Or 2, you need to tell them to incorporate metal, plastic, and wood into one DIY. Or 3, a plastic water bottle. It really is the person's choice who is sending the box. So along with that box on a card, I'm gonna see in here what my twist is that guess who sent me my box? Wendy is who sent me my box. I cannot wait to see what is in here. I sent a box to Whitney over at Whiskey and Wit, so you'll want to head on over to her channel after this to see what items I sent her and what she did with them. She actually was the one who sent me my box in December, and there were some challenging items in there, so you'll want to head on over to her channel to see what I sent to her, what challenge items I sent her. Oh boy, are they fun, and what twist I picked out for her. But for now, I can't wait to see what Wendy has sent me and see if I can get inspired. Let's open up this box. We've got a card here, and her note reads, "Hi, sweet Kelly. Thank you first for being so patient with me and your kind words of encouragement. I look forward to seeing what cutie patootie creations you come up with in this challenge." The twist, yes, Courtney's twist. What did Wendy pick for me? The twist I have chosen for you is to recycle what I have made in the envelope, which I had planned to attach to a basket, but I didn't like it. Uh-oh, there's something in an envelope. Okay. I also included a wood box that was used for a centerpiece at my mom's funeral. I'm sorry, Wendy. Whew, boy, do I know that one. And I know I have 11 of them, but can't seem to part with them. I know at least one is in good hands and you'll do something beautiful. Have fun and remember to always be the light. God bless, Wendy. Okay, so this is gonna go in with my cards. Let's see what Wendy has in store for me. Okay, we're off to a good start. I am seeing this wood gather arrow. Loving the color. Ooh, we've got some kind of I wanna say this is a placemat. There's 2 of them. Oh, I am loving the looks of these. Ooh, she has sent me some burlap. Okay, Wendy, I am loving this. Loving, loving, loving. Okay, we've got the twist here, but we're gonna open that later. Oh, locally grown fresh produce. Self-serve laundry, wash, dry, and fold. Ooh, one of these new items from Dollar Tree, the wired beads. We've got a cute chalkboard house. Ooh, bless my garden. We've got 3 of these. Oh, look at how pretty those are. Oh, I love those. Oh, I am feeling inspired, Wendy. I am feeling inspired. Oh, how stinking cute is this cute little birdhouse? Some cute bunny garden picks. Ooh, look at how beautiful this lantern is. Wow, Wendy, I'm gonna say you spoiled me. Wow, that is gorgeous. We've got a ceramic heart. Ooh, some cute chalkboard birds. Oh my goodness, I am loving all of these items, and mini flower pots. Aw, and then the wood box from her mama. Wendy, I'm gonna come up with something special for this because it's weighing on my heart right now and I feel a very heavy heart. So yeah, I'm gonna come up with something special for this. Okay, I have collected myself. My word, yeah, that got to me. Okay, we've got a couple challenge items here. And let me tell you, in the message, Wendy was inclined to let me know that she might not have gone too easy on me. So I think, no, I know I am a bit nervous now. So let's see how kind or unkind she was to me, how challenging these items are gonna be. Okay, we've got 3 glass candlestick holders. Wow, these are gorgeous, actually. Wow, those are really, really pretty. Challenge item number 2. It feels, I don't know, what is it? Okay, and we've got one of Dollar Tree's wood cross LED lights. Okay, this is totally doable. Alrighty, now we have got the twist in the envelope. Okay. Oh, this is cute. Okay, it says flowers remind us why there must be rain. And it's a tag with twine and beads. Okay, so I am going to take a couple of days, set these items out on my craft table, kind of look at them, ponder them. I'm gonna sleep on this because when I sleep, that's when I get my best ideas and I get the most inspiration. And I will meet you back here when I'm good and inspired and ready to create. I'm feeling inspired and ready to create. So I'm gonna start off with these wall decor plaques. There were 3 of them in this box. For this DIY, I'm gonna need 2 of them. And I'm gonna use the back side of these plaques because why? Because it's a blank canvas, so why not? And I'm gonna give these both a good coating of some Mod Podge, because what am I gonna do? For those of you who follow me, you probably know, I'm gonna cover these plaques with those fabric placemats that were in the box. I am loving the style and the feel of this, I guess, fabric. And so I was feeling inspired to do 3 pieces for the inside of my house that are gonna hang on the wood ladder that is typically on my front porch. But because it's been so rainy and windy and just icky outside, I've brought the ladder in and figured, you know what, I needed some pieces to add to this ladder for when it is inside. And yeah, some of these DIYs from this box are gonna do just that, 3 of them to be exact. So once I put the fabric on the plaque, I am gonna go back over it with a second coat of Mod Podge. This is really gonna help adhere the fabric onto the plaques, and it's gonna help stiffen that fabric up. So when we cut off the excess fabric, the fabric doesn't fray. I find the easiest way to remove excess fabric from a plaque when you've covered it using the method that I'm using is just to use a razor blade. And you're gonna wanna make sure it's a good, fresh razor blade so you get those nice clean cuts along the edges. And look at that, there's no fraying. We're even cutting the fraying off, look at that. I'm thinking that these plaques need some stitching. For those of you who are new to my channel, I might be mildly obsessed with stitching. No, not mildly. I am obsessed with stitching because I just feel like it finishes off a project. It kind of takes it to that next level. And so I'm doing that using some of Waverly's Hazelnut. Now, when I do stitching, I use the thinnest brush that I can find, and I do water down my paint just a bit, because the thicker your paint is, it's not gonna go on as smoothly and as straight. And so if you water that paint down just a bit, you're gonna get some nice, clean, smooth lines. Since we are allowed to dig into our stash, I dug into my stash and pulled out these aluminum words. These you can find at Dollar Tree right about now. They are the spring aluminum pack, 3 come in a pack. And so yeah, I'm gonna use the Blessings and Love. Love is actually the Valentine's Day pack, I believe. But nonetheless, I have a bunch of these in my stash because when I see them, I grab them because they are great to add to DIYs. When painting these, I find it's best to use a sponge dabber because look at the full coverage you get in one coat versus using a paintbrush and having those pesky paint strokes. This way you dab it on and you only need one coat. With these, I'm just gonna place them on these plaques with some hot glue. I picked up these arrows from Dollar Tree, picked up 2 packs of them to be exact, and I feel like the brown one is gonna be perfect for the bottom of this plaque. Look at how well the colors match, and the fabric from those placemats is perfect. Yep. This gather arrow that Wendy sent me, I thought would be perfect to go in the middle of both of these plaques and kind of make, I guess, a hanging plaque arrow decor piece. Yeah. So flipping them over, using some twine, I'm just gonna hot glue some twine to the bottom of that top plaque. Now, I did get one of those wood bead wreaths forms. Wreaths is plural, wreath forms from Wendy. And so I figured that it would be perfect to kind of add more to the string that is holding the 3 of these together just by stringing some beads on it. Yep, look, just like that, perfect. Okay, seriously, I'm kind of loving the vibe of this piece. Oh my goodness, it came together nicely. Let's go put it on the ladder. Now, what do I have in mind for this oval laundry sign? Well, it's gonna be part of the ladder decor as well. I am loving the beaded, I guess, topping around this. And so if I can salvage it, which it looks like I can, I'm gonna set this aside and use it later on. To the back side of this plaque, that's Mod Podge you see. I'm gonna give it a nice good coating of some Mod Podge because I'm gonna cover it with the burlap that I received in this box as well. Now, I will tell you that this project here that I am working on gave me a run for my money. It was one of those projects where everything that could go wrong did go wrong. I wasn't happy with the outcome. I couldn't get it the way I was visualizing it in my head. I almost threw in the towel, but I salvaged it in the end. But let me just show you, yes, I have DIYs that do just this to me. I'm not sure why I was thinking that I was gonna go with the burlap and black theme when the first project that we just did was not that, I guess, color scheme at all. And so, yeah, call it not enough sleep or not enough caffeine, but I was really just going with it and thinking, okay, these black beads are gonna look good with the burlap, so I'll just glue those right back on here. And I want to put this oval plaque on a larger plaque. And so I dug into my stash of plaques, pulled this one out from Christmas time. Yeah, it was Christmas. And again, because the back side is a blank canvas, yep, we are good to go with that. And so with this, I decided to dig into another bottle of Mod Podge because the one ran out, and would you look at the mess I have here. Really, it all went downhill from this project. Lovely. I did in fact add some water to that dried up Mod Podge where the lid wasn't on good enough. Yep, that's what happens when you put Mod Podge away without putting the lid on good. But nonetheless, adding some water to it remedied that problem, and I went in with the Mod Podge to cover this too with burlap. I'm not sure why I was thinking burlap on top of burlap was gonna look good, but actually I wasn't thinking. And so I just kept going. Yep, it was at this time I realized, Kelly, what? Why did you just do that? Why? This does not look okay. Since we've got the black ring, maybe, or black beads, maybe if I just paint this bottom plaque black, it will contrast enough and it'll look good. And so I was in it. I knew this is the solution. And so I went ahead and just started painting away, not realizing that, again, these colors do not coordinate with the first DIY of the arrows, and they are going on the same ladder. Why I was not thinking that, I'm not sure, but I was in it, so I just kept going. It was after the paint dried that I realized, what am I doing? This is not the same color scheme as the arrows. I need to fix this. So, yeah, pulled out the Mod Podge and decided just to resort back to the placemat. Circling back to the oval plaque, we're just gonna remove these beads because they're not the right color, and I'm just gonna go in with some of that Waverly hazelnut and give the burlap a good coat of that. Now, I have from time to time painted burlap because I like the texture of burlap. I think it adds personality to something. Texture always adds personality and character. So at this point, I'm thinking like, okay, this is still not a waste of the burlap, right? Yeah, let me just tell you, the hazelnut looked horrific on that long plaque. I don't know why it worked so well with the wording in the last DIY, but this plaque with this much hazelnut looked horrendous. So I decided to go in with some of Waverly's cashew. And as I'm putting it on, I knew straight away that there was too much yellow in this and it wasn't gonna go. But I continued on, and by this time now, I'm starting to lose the texture of the burlap. See, you can see it was just too yellow. So I thought, okay, so maybe if we add some white, because maybe there's white stripes. No, they're not white. They're like a cream. What am I doing right now? Okay, the white is way too stark. Maybe if we add some of the hazelnut, really? Oh, Kelly, just stop. I'm gonna tell you, if I had another oval plaque, I probably would have started over. But as I just kept going, it just kept getting worse. And when I tell you it got worse, it really got worse. You can see here that there is another color over the cashew. Yep, that would have been Waverly's Mineral. That didn't work either. You can clearly see it was too gray. So then I went in with some of Hello Hobby's Olive. Why did I think that Hello Hobby's Olive was gonna work? I'm not sure. At first, as I was painting it on, I thought, okay, this could work. But then as it dried green. And I see the green now. Why I didn't see it when I was painting it is beyond me. Seriously? So when all else fails, I'm gonna go with more Mod Podge, and to this plaque, why not? I'm gonna add more of the fabric placemat. By this time, I was feeling a bit confident, so I figured, okay, I can go ahead, I'm safe to paint the black beads, and I'm gonna do them with the hazelnut because it'll act as an accent piece. It worked for the first DIY. I think that this will contrast nicely. And to this one right here in the center, I'm gonna put the word welcome. Yeah, I covered the plaque with the same fabric and it didn't, you know where I'm going with this. So yeah, out with the hazelnut here on this plaque, and I'm just gonna cover up what was once burlap, then black paint, now this fabric, now I'm going back to the paint again. Yeah, I was really starting to lose hope with this DIY, no joke. I was ready to throw in the towel and just call it an epic fail, but I really wanted this piece in my house on the ladder, so I was determined to get this done, even if I needed to go to Dollar Tree and hunt down another one of those oval signs. I was really gonna do that. Okay, I'm feeling it now. Now I'm happy. I had some of those other arrows and they were the wrong colors, so I did go in with the Waverly Cashew and give them a good coating. And these arrows, I cut it in half because they weren't long enough and I wanted them to stick out of each end of this plaque. And here we have the final outcome. Tell me what you think. I think I should have added some stitching. For this last ladder DIY using my mystery box items, it's not the last DIY, but it's the last ladder one. I still had more of my fabric placemat. So I went ahead, I cut a strip, folded it in half, and I'm cutting triangles. Now, I wanted to make a cute mini banner, if you will. And so to do that, I am just rough cutting triangles. I'm not looking for perfection because I am somebody who believes the more imperfect something is, the more perfect it is. It adds that rustic, homemade, handmade feel to it, and that is what I go for with a lot of my DIYs. And so yeah, I'm gonna cut 4 triangles out of this fabric. Then using what's left, the scraps of the burlap, I'm gonna place my fabric triangle on top, and I'm gonna kind of use the burlap as a mat just to kind of incorporate more of the burlap into this ladder and to use the burlap because it was in my mystery box. And so yeah, it got covered up in the last DIY, so I need to use it in this one, and I figured that this was the best way to do it because I had this amount left and it was the perfect amount. Alrighty, gonna hot glue those down to keep them good and in place. Yep, digging into my stash, I pulled out a pack of these wood letters by Crafter Square. I figured that these would be the perfect way to add the word home to my banner, and it would again be the perfect way to add more of that hazelnut, kind of tying this banner DIY into the other 2 DIYs, making them all coordinate. Yeah, because why not? Because we can. And to put this banner together, on the back side of each of the triangles, I'm gonna put just a strip of hot glue and hot glue some regular twine. And in between each of the triangle pieces, I thought I'd add more of the wood beads that came on that wreath form just to kind of separate them and add, again, a bit more personality to it. Ta-da! Let's go look at it on the ladder. Now for this locally grown, fresh produce, adorable garden pick. I love this as it is. I'd probably put this up. Don't need the pick part, so we'll just do away with that. Yep. And I'm not gonna use the back side of this. I'm not sure why I opted not to, but yeah, I'm gonna go in with some of Waverly's white chalk paint. I'm gonna give this a good couple coats. Oh, I know why, because the sticker wasn't coming off good and I didn't wanna use my heat gun and pull it out, so I just figured I'd rather put 2 coats of paint than, yeah. That's my defense and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, a couple coats of this white paint, and once I've got that on, boy, I love that we can dig into our stash because I dug into my fall and harvest box and pulled out this Give Thanks. These are laser cut woodwords by Crafter Square. I want to say they came in a 5 or a 6 pack with a bunch of fun sayings on them. They even had one that said Farm Fresh on it that I love. And so yeah, I decided to pull out the Give Thanks and give it a good coating with some matte black paint, because why not? Giving thanks is something we should do often. I must have forgot to press record. We are batting 100 here. On the back side of the Give Thanks, I did use some wood beads just to elevate it up off the plaque, because when you do that to a DIY, it really adds dimension. And dimension then in turn adds character and personality. And I'm all about those things if I sound like a broken record. Dug into my stash of fake flowers, pulled out these eucalyptus leaves, and figured that these would be the perfect finishing touch to the outside of this plaque, just to add a bit of color. And I wanted to add just a bit of yellow, some of those spring colors. And yeah, this is a floral bunch that you can get at Dollar Tree right now. And I'm just gonna add a couple here to it just to give it a pop of color again. On the back side there, I did add a couple of Jenga blocks just so my plaque will stand, because this is going on a farmhouse tier tray. that's what I'm doing with the rest of these items from the mystery box. Now for this ceramic heart, this is another piece that is easy to DIY. When you are doing something like a tiered tray, you can take just about any decor piece and transform it with a little bit of paint, come up with a color scheme, and make a tiered tray out of it. That is the fun thing about just picking up random items. And so that's something that I like to do when I get a mystery box. I think it's a fun excuse to do more tiered trays. And since I don't have a tiered tray that's a farmhouse one for really no occasion or holiday, I felt like this was the perfect time to do it. So with this heart, it's getting a good couple coats of some black chalk paint. And where there's a Kelly Barlow tiered tray, you are sure to see some stitching. So why would this one be any different? And since the color scheme is going to be black and white and green and maybe a little bit of brown, some white stitching is going to make this heart pop. This is a sticker pack that you can find at Dollar Tree. I've been waiting for the perfect excuse to use it, and this is it. And look at that, friends and family gather here. Let's take a look at it on the tiered tray. This Chalkboard House couldn't be any more perfect for this farmhouse tiered tray. Chalkboard House, why not? Since we're going with the black and white theme and it has the black chalkboard, I'm just gonna paint the frame white. Because I had a couple more of those cute little pots from the box, I thought it'd be cute to hot glue one to the side there, add some of the flowers, and on this corner here, I took one of those bunny picks, cut the pick off, and gave it a good coating with some of, I think, Apple Barrel's chocolate sprinkle. And yeah, there's no place like home is the perfect sticker for this, and I've got to top it off with a twine bow. How cute is that? Such a fun piece to add to a tiered tray. Now for this birdhouse. It's adorable all on its own, but because I'm incorporating it into my tiered tray, my farmhouse springish tiered tray, I guess it's turning out to be. Is springish a word? Well, it is now. I'm going to add it to my vocabulary dictionary. Well, I'm going to give it a good coating of some white paint, again using the sponge dabber because it is an aluminum piece, and we're going to get full coverage in just one coat. Going to paint that roof black, and when doing this, what I really had in mind was one of the stickers that was in the pack, and because this was so cute, I thought that it was the perfect way to incorporate this particular sticker. So wait for it. Wait a minute, before we get to the sticker, we've got to add some black stitching to really make this birdhouse pop. I took one of those cute pots, added some flowers to it, some spring flowers, and yes, this perfect sticker that says Our Nest. It couldn't be any more perfect, right? Look at how cute that is. For this next DIY, I am working on the twist that Wendy sent me in the envelope. And so I dug into my stash, grabbed one of these wood crates from Dollar Tree, and I'm giving it a real light coat of some of the hazelnut. And this is a watered down coat because honestly, I didn't feel like opening up the paint, and I had used this for stitching, so I just figured it would work. Because this is just the base coat. Once I've got the base coat of hazelnut on, I'm gonna go in with some of Apple Barrel's acrylic paint and give this a nice uneven coating. Apple Barrel acrylic paint is perfect for this because it's a thinner paint and it takes more coats to get the full coverage, to where with Waverly, it's a thicker paint and you can kind of get full coverage a lot of times in one coat. Since I'm not looking for full coverage, I'm going to use the cheaper paint because it's going to get the job done. It's going to do what I need it to do to this crate. Now for the twist. The twist, this twist here, yep, it's going to be hot glued to the inside of the crate. Now, I will tell you, I didn't record it, but I did give the crate a light sanding just to kind of bring some of that hazelnut in through the white. Now, I am trying my best to kind of finish this DIY off the way Wendy was going to. She said she was going to incorporate it into, I said a wreath in the beginning. No, it's a basket, I think is what she said. And so I figured that I could do kind of a crate spring flower pot or planter, flower planter. And so I started off by just putting some paper towel there in the bottom to act as space filler, then taking some of this reindeer moss. I love reindeer moss. It is so moist and soft, and the green is perfect. To this reindeer moss, I figured since I had 3 more of those bunny steaks that I would trim them down a bit, put them in there. Now, I didn't want to paint them. I could have, but I didn't want to because I wanted to incorporate more raw wood into this. And I really just didn't want any color to them. They were either going to be white or dark brown, and I just figured they'd pop out more just being the raw wood. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those in there. And since I have a bunch of the spring flowers left from Dollar Tree, I figured that'd be the perfect finishing touch to this flower pot. And you can see here on the front, I don't know why I didn't show it, must have not pressed record again. In my defense, I've got a lot going, and I do sometimes forget to press record when I am in the midst of feeling inspired. But I did add one of the birds that also came in a pack that Wendy gave me in the box right there to the front, and I figured that'd be a fun way to tie in the black paint and just kind of have a silhouette of a bird there. And for the bird, I did finish it off with a flower where the hole was, just to kind of cover up the hole. Wendy, I hope I did your DIY justice. I wanted to save Wendys Mom's box for last because I really wanted to take my time with this and I wanted to do something special with it. And so for this, I am going to give it a watered down coat of Apple Barrel's chocolate sprinkle, just so I can incorporate it into my decor because this is a piece that I am going to keep. Then I'm gonna take some white glue. This is one by Jot that you can get at Dollar Tree. Any white glue will do. And for some reason, I'm not sure why, but when I squirted it on the box, it is not white, it's clear, and it says white glue, so I don't know if the bottle is just white and the glue is clear, but nonetheless, whatever, it's gonna work. I'm going to cover this box with the glue. Now, this is going to give us a crackle effect or a weathered, chipped look effect when we apply another coat of paint. So I'm gonna apply the glue all the way around to the sides and the top while that glue is wet. Now again, you do want it to be wet. You don't wanna let it dry. You don't even want it to get tacky. That's when I'm gonna go in with my top coat, and the top coat that I'm using is Hello Hobby's Swan White. It's not quite a cream, but it's not a stark white. It doesn't have the yellow in it like a cream or a cashew does. And so this is going to be your top coat, and when it dries, the chocolate sprinkles is going to come through it through the cracks, because as the glue dries, it is going to separate and it's gonna cause your paint to crack and chip, and you're gonna get that cool weathered look. Now for the challenge items, these candlesticks. With these, I'm basically gonna do the same thing that I did with the box, but I'm gonna do it in reverse. I'm gonna do the Swan White as my base coat because I want these to pop. I don't want them to get lost in the box. And yeah, they will be incorporated into the box. Once I've got the base coat of the Swan White on, I will then apply the glue. And then while the glue is wet, I'm gonna apply the chocolate sprinkles. And once it dries, that Swan White is gonna come through the cracks of the chocolate sprinkles. Now, when applying that top coat, while the glue is wet, you don't wanna go over the area too many times. You kinda wanna give it like one quick brush over, because if you continue to go over it, it will make it so there isn't as much of a crackle effect as you would like. And the more glue you put, the more crackle effect you're gonna get. So you can see here how it cracked. Pretty cool trick, right? Using some white glue. I love it. To the inside of this, I glued together 7 Jenga blocks, and I did 3 sets of 7 and glued them to the bottom of the box. Now this is going to be a means, I guess, to elevate my candlesticks because I didn't want them to get lost inside of this planter. As space filler, again, I am using paper towel because moss is not cheap, and I don't like using a ton of moss where you can't see it. And so by using paper towel as space filler, it's kind of a win-win. You're filling up the space and using less moss. So I'm good to go. Let's hot glue these candlesticks to the Jenga blocks, which is, yep, again, elevating them out of the flower box. Can I just tell you that Dollar Tree has the best spring flower bouquets ever. For $1.25, you can't beat them. They are perfect when incorporating them into a farmhouse DIY because they give that soft, subtle pop of color that always goes really nice with something like lamb ears. Lamb ears are one of my favorite, I guess, leaves. Or, yeah, they're leaves because they're not flowers, they're a plant. So it's one of my favorite things to incorporate into a farmhouse DIY because I love that subtle green, that sage green that they are. And so, yeah, right around now, I really go and stock up on the spring flowers from Dollar Tree because I will use them year round. And so these are ones that you can find right now at Dollar Tree by disassembling them and just kind of adding them to the center of this wood flower box. I am loving it. It's going to give it the look that I'm looking for, and it's really just that country farmhouse feel that I wanted for this. And to the front of this with the other challenge item, the cross light, I disassembled it and did pretty much the same technique with it, using the swan white with the glue, then the chocolate sprinkles to put to the front. Picked up some of these emergency candles to come in a pack. They're an LED candle that I thought would be perfect for this, and it's safe. And I couldn't be happier with the way this turned out. I love this piece. And again, Wendy, I hope that you love what I did with this, and this is most definitely a piece that I will be keeping forever. So thank you. And for the lantern, well, I knew the minute I saw it that this is where I wanted to place my mom. Thank you, Wendy. What a fun box was that? Wendy, thank you so much for all of the items that you sent to me. I had a really great time creating and getting inspired with these. I hope you like what I came up with. Don't forget, everybody, that this challenge is several creators. So there is a playlist in the description box below that is binge worthy. Go pop yourself some popcorn, kick your feet up this weekend, and watch all of us creators create and see what everybody sent in their boxes and what everybody came up with. Don't forget to head on over to Whitney's channel over at Whiskey and Wit to see what items I sent to her and what she came up with, what the twist was that I sent her. And let me tell you, the challenge items I sent to her are something fun, and I can say I don't think I was super nice to her either. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy crafting on a budget. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, stay positive, please, because I sure as heck am.